Hi all you lovely kings, queens, and in-betweens, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Elaine, and today I'm going to be talking about the opening chapter of each one of Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive novels. One of the most striking structural choices in Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive is the recurring opening scene, the day King Gavilar Kholin is assassinated. While the event itself remains constant, Gavilar's sudden and violent death, the perspective shifts with each book, retelling this pivotal moment through the eyes of various characters. This approach is far from a mere narrative gimmick. It serves multiple deep, interconnected functions that enrich the story's themes, character development, and world building. At its heart, Gavilar's assassination is a crucial moment that changes everything in the Stormlight Archive. It reveals long-standing tensions, hidden motives, and conflicting interests that have been building for years. This event doesn't just start a war. It exposes the fragile balance between different peoples, powers, and ideas. By revisiting this day through different characters' viewpoints, Sanderson highlights how one event can have many meanings and consequences, affecting the course of history in unexpected ways. The shifting viewpoints in the Stormlight Archive reveal how the same event, Gavilar's death, is deeply personal and experienced in vastly different ways, depending on who is witnessing it. This multiplicity of perspectives enriches the narrative by showing that history is not a single objective truth, but a mosaic of individual experiences and emotions. For instance, in Oathbringer, we see the day of Gavilar's assassination through the eyes of Eshonai, a leader among the Parshendi. For her, this moment represents a sudden and painful rupture, not just politically, but culturally and spiritually. It destroys a fragile hope for peace and forces her people toward a harsh and uncertain future. Her viewpoint sheds light on how the event impacts those who are often seen as outsiders, revealing the broader consequences beyond political conflict. Meanwhile, in Rhythm of War, the story begins with a flashback of that same day, but from Navani's point of view. Navani's experience is fraught with personal turmoil. She is managing the feast after Gavilar disappears, dealing with the strain in their marriage caused by rumors, disagreements, and distance. When she discovers Gavilar with mysterious figures and strange glowing spheres, it's clear their relationship is strained by secrets and mistrust. Though she initially prays for his death out of frustration, upon learning of his assassination, she grapples with disbelief and a complex mixture of pity and resolve. Navani steps into chaos, organizing a city in upheaval, determined to preserve her husband's legacy despite their fractured relationship. By presenting these differing perspectives, Sanderson invites readers to question the nature of truth and history. Rather than a single objective narrative, the story is woven from personal viewpoints colored by emotion, bias, and circumstance. This approach fosters empathy and deepens our understanding of the complex motivations and consequences tied to Gavilar's death and to the larger world Sanderson has created. The Stormlight Archive frequently grapples with ideas about history repeating itself, the cyclical nature of time, and the persistence of memory. The repeated revisiting of Gavilar's death acts as a narrative echo, a thematic motif underscoring how the past continues to haunt the present, refusing to be neatly contained or forgotten. Each retelling offers more than just a replay of events. It layers in new perspectives, details, and emotional nuances that reveal how memories are far from fixed. Instead, they shift and evolve, shaped by the individual experiences, biases, and emotional states of those who remember. This fluidity highlights that history is not a static ledger of facts, but a living, breathing force, one that influences the present as much as it is shaped by it. Much like the cycles of the moon, which wax and wane yet remain constant in their return, Gavilar's assassination represents a turning point whose impact ebbs and flows across time. The moon's phases remind us that beginnings and endings are intertwined, each shadow and light altering how we perceive the world around us. Similarly, this pivotal event resurfaces repeatedly throughout the series, casting a new light or deepening shadows depending on the perspective through which it is viewed. By weaving this event into multiple narratives, Sanderson invites readers to contemplate how the past is never truly gone, but is instead a living presence that shapes identity, fuels motivations, and guides the ongoing story of Roshar. Just as the moon influences tides and rhythms unseen yet deeply felt, history exerts its pull, sometimes subtle, sometimes overwhelming, on the lives and choices of those caught in its wake. By revealing pieces of Gavilar's final day through multiple lenses, Sanderson crafts a layered mystery that unfolds gradually over the course of the series. Each perspective adds new dimensions, hidden motives, secret alliances, and internal struggles that deepen our understanding of not only the characters involved, but the intricate political and cultural web surrounding them. This fragmented storytelling mirrors the complexity of real-life events, where truth is rarely singular or straightforward. This fractured narrative also serves a crucial role in building suspense and maintaining narrative momentum. Rather than presenting all the answers at once, the staggered reveals compel readers to become active participants in the story, piecing together clues and forming connections as the plot progresses. It transforms the reading experience into an engaging puzzle, one that rewards close attention, reflection, and even revisiting earlier chapters with fresh insight. This approach aligns perfectly with the epic scope and layered complexity of the Stormlight Archive. Just as the world of Roshar is vast and multifaceted, so too is the story's unfolding, a slow, deliberate unveiling that captures the interplay of personal drama and grand-scale conflict. Through this technique, Sanderson not only deepens the mystery around Gavilar's assassination, but also invites readers to experience the weight of history and memory as living, evolving forces within the narrative. Opening each novel with a fresh point of view on the same event is a smart and effective way to deepen a character's arc. It puts the reader right in the middle of a charged moment, something emotionally or narratively significant, and lets us experience it through someone else's eyes. When that perspective comes from a character we barely know, it can spark immediate curiosity or empathy. And when it comes from someone familiar, it highlights how much they've changed or how differently they now see the world compared to before. In the Stormlight Archive, this approach does a lot of heavy lifting, especially in a story with such a large cast. Seeing the same moment through different perspectives gives the world more weight and complexity. It's not just one person's story, it's a web of interconnected lives, all reacting to the same events in their own way. These multiple viewpoints fill in emotional and narrative gaps, showing sides of a moment we wouldn't have noticed otherwise. It also invites the reader to do a bit of active interpretation. Characters don't always see things clearly, and their biases or misunderstandings color what they notice, or what they ignore. That tension between perspectives adds depth to the storytelling, making each retelling feel fresh and revealing rather than repetitive. And perhaps most importantly, this technique reinforces one of the series' underlying themes, that no one stands alone. Even in conflict, even when characters don't see eye to eye, their lives still overlap and influence each other. These shared moments, told again and again from different angles, become a way to explore not just what happened, but what it meant, and to whom. Roshar is a richly detailed world, full of distinct cultures, factions, and competing worldviews. By retelling Gavilar's assassination from multiple perspectives, Sanderson gives readers a broader, more layered understanding of what this moment means across the continent. Each version adds something new, a glimpse into one's ambition or ambitions, a political undercurrent that was invisible before. These retellings don't just deepen the event, they expand the world around it. This approach makes Roshar feel lived in and complex. No single perspective can capture the full truth, and that's part of the point. The way Gavilar's death is remembered, misunderstood, or weaponized by different people reveals just how fractured and interconnected the world really is. What seems like a straightforward political assassination becomes, through repetition and variation, a symbol of deeper tensions between species, nations, and ideologies. The more perspectives we see, the more we realize how much is at stake, not just for individuals, but for entire cultures. By grounding these world-building details in character-driven moments, Sanderson avoids info dumping and instead lets the reader feel the differences between people and places. The result is a setting that doesn't just support the story, it's constantly reshaping it. Starting each Stormlight Archive novel with a chapter that revisits the night of Gavilar's death, told from a new character's perspective, is one of the series' most compelling storytelling choices. Instead of treating that moment as a closed case, Sanderson turns it into a recurring touchpoint, a kind of narrative prism that reflects different shades of truth depending on who's looking. With each retelling, we don't just get more context, we get a deeper look into how memory, bias, politics, and personal experience shape the stories people tell themselves. It's a clever way to tie together some of the series' biggest themes, cycles, conflicting truths, and the way people's lives are woven together even when they don't realize it. Rather than feeling repetitive, these opening chapters feel like doorways. Each one offers a new angle, a new emotional tone, a new layer of the world to uncover. One chapter might focus on duty, another on confusion or fear, and each time, our understanding of both the event and the person witnessing it grows. There's something deeply human about this approach. History isn't a single, clean version of events. It's a collection of perspectives, often messy, contradictory, and incomplete. By honoring that complexity, Sanderson makes Roshar feel more real, and in doing so, he draws us deeper into the story, not just by expanding the plot, but by reminding us how much a single moment can mean depending on who you are. And there you have it, my discussion on the significance of repeatedly revisiting Gavilar's death through different perspectives in the Stormlight Archive. What did you think of my discussion? Did I leave anything out? Do you agree with what I have to say, or do you feel differently? Let me know down below in the comments. I always like to know what you lovely kings, queens, and in-betweens think. And if you like what you saw here today, please smash that like button until it's blue, subscribe, ring that bell, so you'll always know what's up, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.